This is episode 90 of Shatter the Vein. I'm Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about Vainglory. Every episode, we're breaking down the news, gameplay, game tips, and hopefully we can all become better players together. And on every episode, I'm bringing new people on from the community, streamers, YouTubers, guild members. And this episode, I have 617 on. Welcome.
Thank you. How's it going today?
It's going pretty good. How's it's update day. 1.16 dropped today.
Very exciting.
Yeah, so I think
Been waiting for a while now.
yeah, this episode we're gonna run down all these changes. There's quite a big list. It's like,
Oh, it's super long.
but before we get into that, you want to give a little introduction, who you are. Yeah, just if people maybe have seen your stream or where you're streaming at, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I'm 617, member of the Fold Podcast Guild. I'm
Nice.
sure a lot of people have heard of that. Um,
Just a few probably. You got 3 guilds
yeah,
going.
we get 3 guilds, about 50 members each. Um, yeah, from Massachusetts. Been
Nice.
playing Vainglory for like a year and a half now.
Okay. Did you get in like right at the beginning at the NA launch? Like,
I did. Yep,
nice.
around December, I think. I think
Yeah,
it came out in November.
somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
yeah.
That's awesome. And then you've been streaming a little bit over on Mob Crush, right?
I do. It's so easy. You just plug it in and go. So I'm like, why not? Try it out.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that now?
Um, Maybe a month.
Okay.
I don't have a set schedule yet. Like I'm not that professional with it yet. It's more
Okay.
of like oh, I'm in the mood. Let's stream and have some fun.
Yeah. I had a schedule at some point, and then it kind of went away. And then I was kind of like, well, if I'm playing, I might as well be streaming, like that kind of attitude with
Yeah,
it. But then
yeah.
now sometimes you
It's
can only
tough to
get one
maintain
game
the
in.
schedule.
Yeah, I know. I kudos to all the streamers out there that maintain a schedule and do it even for like 6, 8 hours a day. Like
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
yeah.
uh,
Kudos to them.
uh, but yeah, how about we jump into this giant patch
Yeah,
notes?
let's do it.
So right at the top, we got to mention this new map, this new spring season map. So 1.16 comes with it the spring season. Winter season is over. All the guilds and members got their payouts, their ice, their glory, everything like that. Did the same little animation happen when you got into the game to like pop up and build all that on?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty awesome anime. It makes you feel like, yeah, I did something good.
Yeah, baby. I accomplished something. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Did you guys? Where'd you guys get in the fold?
62.
All right, that's pretty good. I want.
Yeah, not the highest, but not the lowest.
No, yeah.
Say above average.
Yeah, I think when we checked, or when I was talking to someone the other day, we checked, and no one had like 99 at the moment. I think someone had just crossed 90, so I think
Yeah,
it was a lot harder to get those.
icon, I believe.
Yeah, it was a lot
Yeah.
harder to get up there and get like the full payout this time.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it might be a little easier this time with some of the boost we'll get into here, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm curious how many people will get those. We'll see.
yeah, so this new map includes a double rainbow. Like it looks so bright, and like maybe my favorite map so far. It just feels like welcoming to play on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my favorite by far. It's so vibrant and colorful.
Yeah,
I love it.
you playing on the PBE and the test realm there. It's like I realized like, oh, how dark the winter one was, because
Yeah,
it was just kind of although it was white and bright, it just was dark at the same time. It was weird.
yeah. So true. So true.
So this one looks great, and I hope I've seen a lot of screenshots, people taking pictures of the everything they're finding. The dragonflies are flying around. Like there's just so many
Yeah.
more like particle animations happening.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm digging it.
That's awesome. And then with it also comes a new game mode, Battle Royale. This is super exciting for I think anyone that maybe gets frustrated with rank, or any of the streamers that play like a lot of private games with their viewers, and just maybe people that just want to mess around in the guilds. Have you been playing this quite a bit? I know we did like a dual stream the other day of it, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was super fun. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that everybody wanted to do in PvE,
Right. I'm gonna
right?
be interested to see like how much people like get into games and if the rank queues are kind of I guess longer queues because everyone just wants to do private matches and play Battle Royale.
Yeah, that's what it seems like so far.
Hmm.
I played for a couple hours already and
And
been
everyone
checking
won.
out everybody's status, and they're all in Battle Royale.
Nice. So the average game match of these is about 7 to 10 minutes. I noticed sometimes they can go longer if you're playing too safe, but I think you can play reckless and kind of get
Yeah,
away with it.
yeah, right.
uh,
Screw around.
yeah,
It's
because
fun.
it's a private match. Like you're not losing any skill tier. You're not gaining glory. You're just really having fun. So there's no reason to just like, oh, let's just dive this and see what happens. Like
Right, right.
don't take the game mode too serious. I
Yeah.
think.
It's so easy because it does everything on its own. Picks
Mhm.
the heroes for you. There's no arguing over who's gonna play what role and do
Right.
what.
I did remember.
Push the button, go.
Yeah. There's no like indication of like I'm gonna play support and crystal and all this. It just kind of go. And I know
Yeah.
someone on when we were streaming was like, "Oh, you didn't get an atlas?" And I was like, "Ah, who cares? It's like I
Right.
built a shatter glass instead."
Who needs defense?
Yeah. So there's not a lot of like I guess team communication with this. Like you can try. This is like the place to try out like a really weird build. Like I think the whole point of what casuals
Absolutely.
was supposed to be was like, hey, I want to try out. Let's try out weapon scarf. See if it's gonna work. And this is like
Yeah.
that place to like actually give it a go now because
Yeah.
within like 10 minutes it's over and done with.
Yeah. Practice your mechanics and everything.
Uh huh.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
there's no barriers on the turrets, so that helps the game mode go quicker. It does you're able to backdoor though. That's kind of sneaky because there are no uh, barriers there. So I know we had a match at some point where Mexi hid in the bush a saw and then just mowed down three turrets. As,
Yeah.
like
That
you
was
because
ridiculous.
you can't recall. That's one of the like I guess fun things about this is like you'd have to run all the way back, and you're probably not going to make it in time.
No, definitely not.
So right now, all the heroes are randomly selected, like we said, and you're not able to pick any skins at the moment. I think that will probably change at some point because we have so many
Yeah.
awesome skins in the game. There's just like I think they'll have a way at some point. There's just like too many other things they were kind of focused on this time.
Oh, true. Yeah, especially with this patch. Yeah, eventually they'll probably add it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
So you start at level 4, and you get like double the amount of gold trickle, and you start with 2,000 gold, which is almost enough to buy a tension bow. I think tension bows are like 2,500
Yep,
straight up.
yep.
So
You initially used to start at 2,500,
oh, they tried
and then
that.
they changed it to
Okay,
2,000 because everybody was starting off with the tension bow.
okay.
They're like, we don't want this.
I'm sure it might be worth it to have somebody just like hang out in base and just wait for that extra gold and grab the tension bow. Like
Yeah,
you may
yeah,
start to
you
see
get it in a minute
that.
anyway.
Yeah. And then the minions, you get double XP and double gold. So there's just a lot of money coming in. You will get to almost your full build at 10 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. You get rich quickly.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people are gonna have fun with this. Do you think they'll add this into like a full-on mode that you could queue for? I don't know if you've ever played League of Legends and played ARAM in there. Like it's its own queue. Like you can go in there and queue up for it and or earn glory or learn XP and like all that stuff.
It would be pretty sweet if they did that. Absolutely. I think a lot of other players would like that for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure the amount of feedback they're about to get from everyone playing this patch, and they'll be like, "Yeah, let's just make this happen."
Yeah, yeah. They'll dedicate a whole patch to that.
Mhm. I know, like the community kind of pushed for spectator mode, and so if we all get behind Battle Royale becoming a true queuable game mode, it might happen faster than they plan for.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Then also coming with or also coming with 1.17 is draft mode for all. So during 1.15, we got draft mode for what was it, hotness and above.
Right, right.
And so some people maybe in like pretty good, we're starting to see it, depending on if you're getting queued with and whatnot. But now, if you're going into ranked mode, you're going to be playing draft. So you need to learn how to play draft mode. You need to learn what it is, how to pick, how to counter pick. You need to learn more heroes as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How's draft mode been for you, or how was it for you overall?
I
Like,
was pretty good,
okay,
pretty good. The same heroes would always get banned.
right, we're seeing Blackfeather and Adagio and Cruel, I think were the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
three.
And then Taka and Ringo.
Were you usually with a team going into them, or were you solo queuing?
Usually a team or a
Okay,
duo.
okay.
Yeah.
So I went into ranked mode, or I often do, is as a solo queue player quite a bit. That way, if I fail, I can't like. It's only have myself to blame. I can blame everyone else, but no one else is listening. So I just have to be like,
Right.
"Oh, what did I do wrong? I can help these fools win this game. Like, where did I go wrong?" Okay. So draft mode for people in solo queue, I think, is still difficult. Like, because there isn't a ton of communication going on.
Right.
The games though are very unique because of like the no duplicate heroes. There's no like mirror matches. So if one scarf gets ahead, like okay, that scarf's gonna win the rest of the game now. So that's in my experience. I know a lot of people in the Fold Guild are like widely different skill tiers, right? Like,
Oh, it's all over the place. Yeah.
how familiar do you feel is most of the guild with draft mode?
They're pretty familiar.
Okay,
Pretty familiar because there's always so many people on, so we'll do private matches
okay,
with ranked mode. I mean, with the draft mode.
yeah,
So a lot of people are used to it from that. So when they actually do rank, they know what they're doing.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that we're gonna see maybe in like the lower tiers people actually really getting upset that they didn't get to play the hero they wanted, or the last pick thing is going to be awful for some people. Like
Oh,
people
that's
that are
brutal.
yeah,
Just to wait to
yeah.
the timer for every person, and then it gets to the very last one, and you just watch the time trickle down to zero.
and
You're like, oh,
and you start over, yeah. Uh,
let's
or
do this again.
or often you see like support is the last pick because people love to get the kills, right? Like
Yeah,
who doesn't like to be like the one carrying the game and have that like sweet score at the end? So it makes
that's
sense.
the thing.
But you may start to see a lot of people who just are like, I don't care. I wanted to play Kestrel, so I'm gonna carry. I'm gonna play that too, and then you have no support. So,
Yeah,
which is hard because maybe that person on the top might have been like in normal pick would have been like, well, you know what, I want to play Ringo, but I'll support if no one does. But you're being first pick, you kind of don't always know that. So.
yeah, yeah. All you have is a thumb up and a thumb down.
Right. But I think this is I think overall great for the game, and I know it makes it much more competitive, which is probably good. And if you're playing ranked mode, you should be ready for this anyway. So you may see a few more people maybe just kind of stick to casual mode if they just want to play the hero that they want, uh, or if they're playing with people that they don't trust on a team even, or different skill tiers even. Like, let's just play casuals. Don't force rank if you really aren't in the
Right,
mood to like take it seriously.
right, right. Yeah, it's a whole new game.
For sure. Uh,
Yeah.
so then 1.16 also comes with the new hero alpha. So in the last episode, in episode 89 with Dragonborn, we ran down Alpha's abilities and talked over what she and her kit and everything. But we can quickly go through it again here and see if you have you had any experience with Alpha so far.
Yeah, I've played her pretty often.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So her heroic perk is called Infinite Reboot. So instead of dying, Alpha initiates a reboot sequence upon receiving lethal damage, uh, gaining a reserve health based on the level. For the next several seconds, enemies can continue to attack her and deal damage. If a reserve is not destroyed during this time, she will reboot to ample health at the same location. And then the cooldown for this is underneath her health bar. Instead of energy, she just has this reboot indicator.
Right, right.
So this is a free guardian angel, like, or not free because it has to build up, but like once you die, you have the opportunity to instantly come back to life, or not instantly, but
Yeah.
right away. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That barrier is hard to go through once she dies.
Right, and Dragonborn and I were talking like you have the option like, oh, do you focus Alpha now? Like she's technically dead, but she's coming back to life. Or do we like worry about the Ringo or the Scarf that's on the outside, like who are alive right now and trying to kill us?
Right, yeah, it's tough to decide because you kind of want to kill her, but you're being hit by the rest of the team.
Right,
You don't
and
know what to do.
and then all of a sudden she comes back to life, and now it's
With full
with
health
full
and oh,
health.
yeah,
But it's a pretty awesome mechanic. Like we haven't seen anything like this in Vainglory before. There's not a lot of heroes that have this ability in other MOBAs. Like we have a hero called Zillion in League of Legends and Leoric in Heroes of the Storm that have like a death revive kind of mechanic. So,
oh, yeah.
but that's like they're usually like their or ultimate or they're like their final ability. This is just the perk.
This is like for free, just
Yeah.
thrown in there.
This is pretty awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
so then her A ability is called Alpha Scan. So Alpha, or it's not called Alpha Scan. Alpha scans for enemies. It's called Prime Directive.
Right, right. Prime directive.
Alpha scans for enemies along the targeted path. If she scans an enemy, that enemy is slowed, and Alpha instantly dashes behind them, dealing damage to a target and all enemies within 4.5 meters. This also removes the negative effects of core overload without removing the passive effects, and then dealing increased damage on the number of stacks removed. So this is almost like a big dash. Like I know we saw a video where you could go from almost the lane bush to the gold miner if you hit it because it's just a little bit longer than what you think it might be, and then you're right in the path. So you can use this to jump over walls, to gap close.
Oh yeah.
It is a skill shot, so it is tricky to land if you're trying to like catch someone like a Vox or a Sky that are juking around and kiting all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can see it coming where you have enough time to say like Sonic Zoom out of its path.
But I think it's really important that it's also you dash behind them because someone like Scarf, they're gonna have to like reposition their Spitfire and some of
Yeah,
those
the
people,
Ralt too.
and even like a Jewel and things like that, so you can kind of get behind them and start doing damage.
Definitely.
Then her B ability is called Core Charge. So Alpha lunges forward, landing a basic attack on her target and fracturing the ground for additional crystal damage in a small area. Each time she uses this ability, she spends a small portion of her current health and gains core overload for a few seconds, stacking up to 3 times. And then so core overload, Alpha loses a percentage of her health every second, but also increases the damage of substance core
Yeah.
charges and charges her basic attacks to heal her. So she's kind of losing health, but also like regaining health because of her basic attack. So it's kind of like a weird like. I think that's going to be a little confusing for people like getting first into Alpha. Like you are losing health, but you're also gaining a little bit back. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
a little bit of a life steal, but you're also hurting yourself at the same time.
Yeah, it's odd.
Uh,
Definitely.
so
It's pretty complicated.
yeah, I think I think the Flashes and the Hardix and all those kind of people, the high tier people will figure this out very quickly and know like the right time to be
Oh
using
yeah.
their core overload and not be using it.
Yeah, they'll utilize it to its full potential, I'm sure.
But this the lunge is very similar to Rona's kind of leap, right? Like it kind of jumps in there, does this like ground kind of attack, area of effect damage.
Yeah.
So similar, if you've seen Rona do that, you're pretty familiar with this ability. And I think Rona's is on the B as well. And then Alpha's ultimate is called Termination Protocol. On activation, Alpha begins a self-destruct sequence. At the start of this, she gains a burst of movement speed as well as a barrier based on her level. Immediately afterwards, she rapidly loses movement speed as her halcyon core approaches critical mass, and then after a few seconds, she immediately, upon her barrier being breached, Alpha explodes. So you also need to have your heroic perk up for this to even activate. So you need your infinite reboot up and available to be able to use your termination protocol.
Right.
And that will maybe a few people won't understand that as well when they first start playing her. Like, why can't I use my ultimate?
Yeah.
I'm
Why
level
isn't it
6.
working?
Yeah. But it's a weird ability. Like, I'm gonna go in there and die, guys, but I'm gonna do a lot of damage. But I'll come back right. I'll be back to life. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's awesome. It deals so much damage.
Yeah.
So much.
So yeah, I think a team that's maybe like grouped up, maybe like having a Finn or somebody that's keeping people nearby, or Arden trapped in the gauntlet, like you explode and do all that damage, and then you're back to be able to like do all your other abilities. It's kind of pretty awesome to see
Yeah.
happen.
You can activate it while you're in a bush and then use your A.
Oh, that's
Like
true.
it's about to blow up.
Because you get that movement speed, so you just kind of run in there as fast as you can.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see a lot of like Kraken steals and
Oh.
gold miner steals and things like that with this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Have you?
I believe it.
So, what has been your experience with Alpha? Have you been building her weapon, crystal? Like, what are you feeling is the path for her?
Tried both, and I kind of like Crystal a little bit better.
Okay.
For now, that may change.
Any
No.
reason there? It's just, or are you just kind of more of a crystal mage kind of player?
I do like Weapon a little bit better, but with the changes to items, I may kind of switch to Crystal
Okay.
again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen people play her both ways. I haven't really tried her except I think I got her one game in Battle Royale, so I haven't really like got in and like tried building her anything like more than what I could do there. So it's kind of I think we're gonna see people trying her out, going both ways with her. I think she may be seen more often in the jungle, like because she has like such good movement speed, and I think her clear time is pretty solid. Do you see like her more as a jungler or a laner? Any thoughts there?
I don't know. She's listed as a jungler.
Yeah.
I've seen her more in the jungle. Um, I just played a game before coming on and went up against one in the lane
Okay.
to win Crystal, and he did very well.
Okay. Crystal and lane too. So I guess you still have to get the book to start if you're gonna go
He
lane.
started with the book, yeah, and then he sold it.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, went Aftershock, Broken Myth,
Okay.
Eva Harvest.
Yeah, I guess with your like core overload, you're getting that health back with the book of eulogies. You're kind of getting quite a bit
Yeah.
of healing done.
Yeah. Every auto attack you heal.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I think we're gonna have to play some games with her and see kind of where
Lots of
we end up.
experimentation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. And then so a lot of other heroes got changed as well with this patch, which I think is definitely needed. We were talking about Adagio and Blackfeather getting banned out almost every game that I was seeing, you were seeing, and at the top of the hero balance changes here, Adagio is here with a bit of a nerf to him. I don't think enough, but his base attack speed is up a little bit, but then his energy cost for his Gift of Fire is up, and then the damage from Agent of Wrath is down quite a bit. Are you a Adagio player at all?
No, no, no. I'm not that great with them. I try to be,
Yeah.
but not as some other players that I've seen.
Right. So we were seeing a lot of the push and the buff comps with the saws and the buff Ozos, buff Vox, buff Ringo, buff any weapon carry. I think
Yeah.
was the plan here.
Anybody with a high auto attack.
So you could just build your Shatter class and support items, and you're healing, and you're doing. You just Gift of Fire someone or Agent of Wrath someone, sorry, and they do a ton of damage. It was kind of nuts.
Yeah,
So
it was absurd. You just light somebody on fire, and that's all you need to do.
So I think that's just been changed a little bit. You're not going to see as much just Agent of Wrath damage coming out. They have to be like, I think people have to be lit on fire now
Yeah, it
beforehand.
basically does the same damage, but it's spread out between all the abilities. So you kind of need to light them on fire and Agent of Wrath yourself
Yeah,
in order to deal the damage you would have dealt before
right.
by just lighting them on fire,
Okay.
if that
Um,
makes
yeah,
sense.
so I think this kind of goes to a general thought across the board that always happens is like the better adage, the better players will be just as good with the characters, where the
Yeah,
players who were just like, I'm playing them because they're strong, and I don't really understand the kit, they will kind of suffer. But if you're a good Adagio player, I think this change isn't too bad for him.
right, exactly.
The next up was Jewel, who Jewel kind of disappeared a little bit. Like she'd pop up every now and then. I enjoyed playing Jewel. I have a lot of fun with her.
She's very fun.
Yeah, but now so her cooldown from a rocket leap is down just a little bit, like at the mid level, which I think was kind of needed. Like the cooldown is always seems so long.
Yeah, it was always on cooldown whenever you needed it.
Yeah, but the cooldown for Thunderstrike, that's a basically down a little bit, but if you overdrove it, it's like up a little bit. So that's kind of nice, but the energy cost is up
Yeah,
at the mid tier. And then the big red button, that damage is up even more. So this kind of makes Crystal Ringo even, or Crystal Jewel even more. The crystal ratio's down, but the crystal damage is up in general. So I think Crystal Jewel is still going to be pretty strong.
yeah, that button is scary.
Yeah, and we're gonna get down to Rona here in a minute, but I think like still seeing Jewel in lane, even going Crystal, that may be the way to go with her. Still, I think having
Oh yeah.
your Thunderstrike at 3 seconds at level 1, like although that's like a point 0.5 less than what it was, it's still a lot when you're in lane trying to like clear and
Yeah,
poke and do damage. So
definitely significant. Yeah. Having that flat 3 seconds is great.
yeah. Then next up was Celeste, who I was starting to see a little more Celeste there at the end. It might have been because she got played in the EU Winter Championships, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Celeste, we should
Forgot
play
about
her."
her.
Yeah. So I was starting to see her a little more. How about you?
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And
Kind of get a little bored with the other heroes. You're like, oh, let's play Celeste. I haven't played her in forever.
yeah, and I like going up against her. I forgot how much damage she does. Like I
Oh,
was
the
like, why
poke
are
damage is
why are
tough.
these Heliogenesis hurting so much?
Yeah. Drops them all over the place.
Yeah, I know the previous patch they buffed her speed, her attack speed, right? A little bit, and this time
I think
her
they dropped the cooldown on the B,
on the B.
on her
Okay,
stun. Yeah.
so this patch, her attack speed is down a little bit across the level, so it's 100 to 125%, and then her perk, her crystal ratio, is up 25%. Like this girl already was doing a lot of damage from the back line, and now she's going to be up from 50% to 75, just general crystal damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the heliogenesis, the stars that kind of land on the ground, they're going to be on the ground for 1 second longer, which, like, she's all about zoning people and kind of directing people where you want them to go or not go. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think this is going to be hard to play against her in lane because she's going to have a lot of heliogenesis down on the ground. She's going to be doing more damage, and it's going to be hard to like get on her and burst her down now.
Yeah. A second is a long time.
Yeah,
Oh, those things are going to be all over the place.
yeah. So I think I may jump back on the Celeste. I've enjoyed playing Celeste a lot, and I haven't played her in a long time. So,
Yeah, I'd like to try her out with the new alternating current.
oh yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute. That's right.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Finn might be
Mr. Finn.
might be in the meta now. It might be his time. So his biggest change is Quibble. Radius of Quibble is up the crystal ratio is down, so maybe we won't see those like lane fins or like those fins that just melt you at level 1 as much. But then the slow is up. The slow and stun is up just a little bit. So I think landing the quibble radius is awesome. Like that going up, even though it's only 0.3 meters, that's a huge. I always miss it.
Yeah, just by a hair.
Yeah.
And this will make up for that. Yeah.
If someone
Went up
has
against
like,
the Finn in Battle Royale
yeah,
during the beta, and I could not get away from the quibble. No matter what I did, he always hit me with it.
yeah, when you're stuck in lane and that's
Yeah.
nowhere to go, it's like, oh, that
Yeah.
quibble's pretty big radius.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now all those people who are playing Rome, they can now play Finn and be a little happier that they chose him rather than
Yeah.
just like I just didn't want to play the other two roamers.
He'll be played more, definitely, I think.
And then Rona. So Rona was the only hero not played in the EU or NA Winter Championships, which is pretty sad. And so I think they gave her quite a big boost here. I was never a huge Rona player. Like I don't know, her play style or something just didn't appeal to me. What about you?
Same here.
Yeah, like
Didn't play her much at all.
there's something about her. Even when she was strong with the like what was it, double serpent mask build, I think was
Oh,
happening
yeah,
for.
with the red mist.
Yeah,
It's
um,
just,
just it wasn't my thing. Like I could never figure it out. Uh,
yeah.
but man, seeing some of the games today on the downtime stream, seeing people play Rona, I think we're gonna see her quite a bit, and the fact that people forgot how to play against her and what she does.
Right, yeah, because she's been out of the meta for like a lot of patches.
Yeah,
3, 4, 5 patches.
I think so. Yeah, I don't remember the last. I think there was just bugs with her that just weren't working, and then they were overtuned, and then they
Yeah,
nerfed her, and it was like very odd times for Rona.
yeah, yeah. They fixed them though now, so we'll probably see a lot of her,
Yeah, the basic
which is
attack
good.
ratio is up. Into the Fray now properly grants those Blood Rage upon the first impact. And then the weapon ratio for Foe Splitter, both first and second activation, are up quite a bit. So, yeah, I think Verona's going to be a scary beast.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta try her out.
And then Fortress, we just saw like a bug fix for him where his wolves would sometimes survive more than 3 basic attacks. I think I kind of noticed this where it was like, oh, just why aren't the wolves dead yet?
Yeah.
I never like really paid much attention to it. I was just like, how are these things still alive?
Like, is this the same wolf?
Yeah. So that'd be good. But we're going to see a lot of Fortress because we didn't even talk about the skins on him, but the new skins in 1.16, like we'll be
So
seeing a
cool.
lot of Fortress.
So cool.
Blackfeather, they just kind of made it a little more clear. The hitbox is reduced to match Blackfeather's body width. So that'll be good for Blackfeather players. That's like a positive for Blackfeather because he was kind of getting hit by stuff that maybe he shouldn't have. And then his charge time for the Rose offensive is up as well. So that may hurt him a little bit.
Yeah. More incentive to max out the C.
Yeah, that's true. So this should be okay for Blackfeather. Oh, I guess the hitbox wasn't his model hitbox. It was the hitbox for Rose offensive. So he
Right,
must.
when he did it, the damage that he dealt.
It was
So
wider.
the window is narrowed.
Okay, so that is bad for him. I read that as just his hitbox. Okay, so it's the
There you
Rose
go.
offensive hitbox. So
Right, right.
that's totally different. Yeah. So this, I feel like Rose offensive wasn't the skill you were too worried about on Blackfeather. Like it was like more
True.
of just like I'm coming to kill you or I'm getting the hell out of here. Kind of
Right,
that's
yeah. Yeah.
so we may still see Blackfeather, but I think there's just going to be maybe
For sure, yeah.
some better picks this time. And then Ringo, who kind of just rules all tiers at some point. Like he's just like you're like, how is Ringo doing that much damage to me?
Yeah. Insane damage.
So they adjusted his Twirling Silver. The attack speed boost is down a little bit, like 10% at each level. So not
Yep.
too
10%.
bad, But I was noticing I was having energy problems with Ringo. Like I'm a ability spammer. Like I
Me too. Me too.
spam. So I was like I was starting to buy just a battery or something just to have it on him. Like back, it's almost like back in the day Ringo, where it's like, all right, start with a battery so I can use all my stuff a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I'd always spam the B, always,
Yeah. Uh,
especially fireman.
so
Um,
uh, this may hurt Ringo a little bit, but he's still going to be outputting a lot of damage. He can farm so well, and the escape you get from twirling silver is more of, I think, sometimes the benefit than just the attack speed boost.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Uh, Next up was Taka. So we haven't even talked about the item changes, but the flares got changed in this patch, and this is going to benefit Taka a little bit here. So Taka really just they fixed a long-standing bug with her Katu, in addition to adding some more skillful elements to her kit.
Finally.
Are you a Taka player?
Yes, he was my first main.
Oh, okay.
All I played.
So these are positives for you. Are you excited
Absolutely.
for this?
Absolutely.
All right. Were you still trying to play Taka in 1.15? It seemed like he would still,
It was,
he's
yeah.
still working.
You try to escape a fight, you box, and it doesn't work right.
Okay.
You're visible, you die.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Yeah.
But now it's fixed, so
And the Katu, the energy cost is down a little bit, so this should be that should be pretty nice as well.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what the flare changes. Well, the flare changes like they're now delayed, so I wonder if we'll start to see. We're starting to see more flares and less scout traps. I wonder if we'll go back to seeing maybe more scout traps to combat the Takas versus the flares.
Right, yeah, I'm curious too.
Petal just kind of sits on the sideline always. Some point she will have her day. So they just fixed a bug, I guess, really against Kestrel's Glimmer Shot and kind of a lot of the characters' AoE abilities. They were doing full damage to the minions. So this should help Petal a little bit going up against these heroes, but you don't see that much Petal unless someone like really wants to play Petal or just is a really good Petal.
Yeah, she shows up a lot, or he shows up a lot in draft mode, against like a Krull. You
Okay.
see
Yeah.
Rhyme,
Yeah, her being able
poke
to
damage.
jump away from cruels like Piss Smite and everything, that's pretty nice. That's kind of
Yeah,
the only time I see Petal really
yeah,
working.
yeah. Only specific scenarios.
And then Glaive. I know Denominate is always excited to see Glaive buffs, and this is I think a big buff to Glaive.
Huge.
So his Afterburn, it got reduced cooldown at all levels except for the overdrive. I know most people were probably overdriving the Afterburn just because 10-second cooldown for this is awesome. Like having this up,
Uh,
even though
uh,
the energy cost is pretty high, just having it up is great.
yeah, yeah. Going from 20 to 22 seconds at 4 to 10 at overdrive.
Yeah.
It's a huge advantage to upgrade it.
And then his energy cost for Twisted Stroke is down just a touch. You probably won't notice that too much. But the big change is the Blood Song. So life steal changed from 0.75% to 0.9. So that's almost a 0.25% buff. And that's per stack.
Yeah,
And so you can go up to, what is it, 20 stacks, right?
20.
Yeah. So you're getting almost 1% life steal for every stack. So you're getting about almost 20%, what, more like 17, 18%.
Yeah.
And then when the glaive dies, he comes back to life with full stacks. This was always like a huge issue. If you died, you're like, all right, I gotta get to protect my turret, or I gotta get to my team now that I'm back up. They're about to fight again. It's like, oh, but I gotta farm because I'm not gonna do any damage if I don't get these Bloodsong stacks up.
Right, right, right.
So this will be great. You'll be able to like maybe protect your turret when you come back to life now, and just kind of do a lot of damage.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I
So
saw somebody talking about maybe Crystal Glaive may come back because of this change.
having the full stacks as soon as you
Yeah.
spawn is pretty big.
I believe it still falls off later game, but if you have full stacks up with the crystal. It does a pretty big crystal damage ratio on Bloodsong, so you could
Yeah.
kind of roll through a game pretty quickly. Maybe in Battle Royale, might see some
Oh yeah,
crystal glaives.
definitely. Nice burst.
Then Cruel, who was one of the other heroes we were saying, we were seeing a lot of bans happening. We were seeing a lot of people in NA starting to play Cruel. Kind of Cruel was getting really strong, and I think the spillover from EU, people were like, "Oh, I guess maybe this Cruel guy is worth picking up and learning here." But the barrier was just like ridiculous sometimes to
Huge.
kind of get through.
Yeah.
So they brought down the barrier on Dead Man's Rush, and then his base weapon damage is down a little bit. So that's kind of nice. And then the damage from his smite with 0 stacks is down across the board a little bit. It's kind of the same at the early levels, but at the last, if you overdrive it, it's down a little bit because you could just
Yeah.
smite someone and do quite a bit of damage, even if you didn't have any stacks on them.
Yeah, it's so cheap.
So this was, I think, will just be a nice tweak to play against Cruel. I know everyone seems to have issues playing against Cruel at some point. They're like, why can't we kill this guy? Like, he just killed our entire team. This game is over. Once Cruel kills the entire team 1v3, you're like, all right, that's game,
Yeah,
guys.
game over.
We can't win this.
GG. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried.
true.
I try to play Cruel. I am like just a bad Cruel. I just don't understand the kit. I know how to play against it, but I cannot play the kit.
Yeah,
don't know.
I use the abilities at the wrong times.
Yeah, I've tried. I've had people like explain to me like, no, you got to do this and you got to go in. It's like, yeah, but I'm about to die. I smite it, and like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, what?
Yeah.
Next up was Kestrel. Just her base weapon power is up a little bit at final levels. It's up quite a bit. Early levels about the same because Kestrel
I like
early.
that change.
Yeah, Kestrel early damage is always crazy, and then late game you're kind of like, I don't think we can win this, guys. If you're playing Kestrel,
When she's out of arrows, her base attacks don't really do much.
right? Especially if she's playing Crystal.
Yeah. This will help.
I've been spamming a lot of Kestrel. Like I like playing her, even though she is kind of tricky to play. Like she doesn't do a lot of damage unless you like can catch people and kind of surprise them. I think a little bit.
You play her Crystal?
Yeah, I usually like playing a Crystal because the landing that stun is so satisfying when they fall into your like mist and they get in there. You're just like, what? I can't believe that did that much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she's fun to play. I know Broken Myth on their tier list for patch 1.15 had her like way at the bottom. I think she's kind of still gonna be there. I don't think we'll see her as a first pick or a top pick anymore.
No, not at all.
Still, yeah.
I agree.
And then the last hero that got changed was Ozo. Ozo, they fixed an issue where Ozo did not have the standard melee hero defense, minion defense. So he was getting kind of wrecked in the jungle or in lane. I think this is going to help Ozo for Battle Royale and then just help Ozo across the board a little bit. So his acro bounce, the base damage is up a little bit, the final damage is up quite a bit, and the cooldown is reduced like almost 1 second across the board.
Yeah. It's a nice little buff to the Ozo CP.
Yeah, I wished I played more Ozo, but he was just not. I like playing him, but he's like just wasn't ever right for most team comps. I think.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If you have like a team you play with quite a bit and they know how to like work with Ozo and make sure you're getting those bounces off and kind of
Yeah. They know what to do when he does his bangarang.
That's the worst part when the bangarang when you roll in there and you doesn't get somebody when they like get out of range. That's the worst feeling ever.
It's so easy to reflex block too. You have like that's so long.
So that's all the hero changes. I think we were saying like Adagio, just again, I think he's going to kind of stay around and we may see more Celestes and Finns, but yeah. I think we may just shift things up a little bit. Something may surprise us out of this. You never know what someone's going to find out. Like, oh, maybe Tank Ringo is the way to go this time, since he doesn't attack too quickly or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you were mentioning the alternating current changes. So we had a few items get changed. One of those being the alternating current. What were you liking about this item, or what were like kind of seeing this item might make a comeback?
Yeah, trying to get it on more heroes. I like the attack speed, and the extra crystal.
Yeah, so that's up from 40% to 65%, so that's quite a bit. And the crystal damage is up 50 to 60. But then the damage crystal ratio is down quite a bit. So you're not going to do as, you'll have more crystal power, but you won't be doing the ratios down a little bit. So it's more incentive to, I think, build more crystal damage. So it's a kind of a weird item, but I think it's going to be good on what, like maybe the scarfs and the Celestes.
Yeah, yeah. The ones that add CP with their basic attacks.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like Vox, Celeste.
Yeah,
I would go with Scarf too.
scarf. Yeah, yeah.
Black
Because
Feather maybe.
ooh, black feather.
Do
True.
Black Feather.
But yeah, Celeste's crystal ratio being up, like this item may benefit her quite a bit because the attack speed, like,
Yeah, that
her,
extra 25%. Yeah.
should be pretty nice. Broken Myth got changed a little bit. Like this item always gets changed. It's always just tweaking, and I'm never sure like where it's at anymore. Sometimes, the new Broken Myth can now reach max stats faster, but only when the player is aggressive. So now you only gain stacks when dealing damage to heroes, not when receiving damage from heroes. And stack count changed from 7 stacks of 5% to 5 stacks of 7%. So you're getting to those max stats faster, and you're going to be doing more damage. So it makes more sense. If you're a crystal hero and you're in there attacking, and you're, maybe have that alternating current with that attack speed, I think these two
Sure.
items kind of benefit each other a lot now.
Oh yeah. They go very well together.
Yeah. Then the other item that was changed was Storm Guard. This item was able to store up to 1.3 seconds worth of damage when you first hit someone, because basic attacks have a base cooldown of 1.3 seconds, but they changed that so the damage is now capped at 1 second. So this is good against like those people that are going up against Arden. I know I was like, all he needed was a Storm Guard, and how would he kill
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
So
And that punch would do so much damage.
I think it was because of the Storm Guard, and hopefully we won't see those Ardens with the Storm Guard and one O-Cart kind of wrecking
Yeah.
people anymore. Like, how you
Right.
turret dove me?
Take over the early game.
What the heck? You're Arden here. You're the support. You're killing people.
Yeah. Seriously.
The other items that got changed, so they really just visual changes. Like we mentioned, the flares, they're now like delayed on the projectile coming through. Same with Fountain and Crucible. There's now like a 1 second delay on them because you get this awesome animation of like seeing it happen.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, it's like you see it's almost like you poured out the water or the whatever is in these jugs that like go to my enemies. I think this is really good because sometimes I often wondered like, oh, was my team close enough for the fountain? So now you'll be able to see it like get to them.
Yeah, yeah. And you can see who fountain dude.
Yeah,
Like, oh, thanks, man.
and and I think playing against someone with a fountain, you'll be able to see like, oh, they just fountain, like guys, they're gonna come back to life, or oh, they just fountain again. Like that's
Yeah, yeah.
so sometimes a lot of time you lose fights and you're like, how did we lose that fight? Oh, they have 2 fountains. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what
Always
happened.
a team with 2 fountains.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, pretty much all the changes to the heroes and the items and everything. There's a couple other things here I wanted to mention. One being the fortress skins. We kind of skipped over those. These are the only skins that are going to be available in 1.16. And kind of doing something neat here where one, we can get all 3 fortress skins. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, but they're not available right now. Day 1, you can only get Tier 1. What do you think about the strategy and these skins?
I love the skins.
Okay.
They're a lot cooler than I thought they would be.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Because he just looks like he's on fire, right? But then you start to see him, what he's doing. You're like, wow, this animation looks great and it looks really cool.
Yeah, the artwork is amazing.
Oh, the sad thing is, if you're not a Fortress player, you don't care about any skins this patch. That's the only like bad side. I think it's like, well, or it's maybe good. You're like, thank God I can save my money for next time when
Yeah.
my hero is up.
Yeah, I don't play much Fortress, so
Okay.
I mean, I got the skin just to get it. I get them all,
Yeah.
but
I gotta make sure I have them too. I don't want to like, I say this all the time. Like, I don't want to be a year later and be like, oh, I should have got Halloween Petal. Like, what was I
yeah,
thinking? Why didn't I pick that up? So I don't
see
want to
some
do that.
random guy play it
Yeah.
in game, and you're like, oh man,
So jealous.
wanted.
So it's going to be interesting. Just having this option, like if people are kind of like, well, I got tier one and I won't worry about any of these other ones till later. They're not going anywhere. Uh, or if everyone's like, I got this one, I gotta get two now. I want to make sure I have it. But they look great, and it's very cool that Fortress is getting skins this update.
Yeah, for sure.
And then another thing in the market, like they're testing I think a lot of things this time with the skins, and then we got these boosts in the markets. There's like four different boosts. There's one a glory boost. So this is you can buy increased glory earned from matches, and these are like a time thing. But then they also have a permanent glory boost. So one time unlock to permanently increase the rate of which you gain. So this is a lifetime glory unlock, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of cool. I'm never a fan. I don't lifetime things are kind of like, really? That's a long time. Are you sure that I want a lifetime?
right, right.
But Jack over from Broken Myth, he did a great write up on the Reddit and kind of broke down the numbers and how much what the actual cost comes out to.
Oh
So
yeah, I read that. Yep.
so the
Yep.
permanent glory boost costs about $20, and it's going to give you a 1.5 modifier to all glory earned per post match. So that's like your even like the biggest payoff will be like triple glory weekends and double glory weekends. I know we're getting double glory weekends because of the Halcyon days, mentions and retweets. So this is where the glory boosts are really going to pay off, and
Yeah. The
that
the first win of the day, instead of it being 50, it's 150.
right.
Third win of the day is 300 now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of awesome. So minus, I think the double glories and everything, he kind of broke it down, and it came out to get your money back from spending the $20, you would have to play roughly 900 to about 300 games, somewhere in there. It's kind of it's a weird fluctuation there.
Yeah, it really is.
Because glory is so random. You're getting those, like you said, the first wins, the third wins,
Yeah.
you even
Sinister 7.
yeah, you even get the hard foughts, which are I
Yep.
don't know. I don't know if anyone knows how those are calculated, but
No clue.
so 900 games. So on the high end, so that's rough it out, you probably win about 50%. So that's almost 2,000 game two or no, almost 500 wins, 400 wins. So that's a
It's a lot just to get your money back.
yeah. So if you play a lot, I know we see people with screenshots and all this stuff that with like I just my 2,000 win, my 1,000th win. It's all like whoa, holy crap! You play a lot, man.
Yeah.
I thought I
I'm
played
almost
a
at
lot.
2K.
Wow. Okay. I messed up and I played on all these different accounts for like
Oh.
months. So like all my wins are like spread out. So
Ah.
so maybe this glory boost would be like perfect for you
Yeah.
if you're up that high and you're getting that much. You're getting a lot of glory. I think you need more weight. I think we need more things to unlock with glory. That's the only.
Yeah, absolutely. I like 118,000 glory.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing to use it on.
But I guess you could use them on card boxes and then disenchant those cards for essence to get cards you need for other skins.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see more stuff with Glory from this. But
Yeah,
that's
that'd be
yeah. I think the individual Glory boost might be worth it when double and triple Glory weekends happen. That may be the
oh
time.
yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
definitely.
then there's also a Guild Fame booster, so increases the Guild Fame earned from matches. So I'm interested to know how this is going to work for you guys in the fold because you have the contest where whoever gets the most fame that month, they win something, right? Chuck talks about this on the fold all the time.
Weekly, yep. The
Yes.
top two fame earners a week get 500 dice each
So now,
from each guild.
what happens if someone buy? Are you gonna take into account this fame booster, or is it kind of like, oh, if you wanna spend money to win money, you can, but it's kind
We haven't really discussed it yet
of
because that's a very good point. I don't know. We'll have to discuss it for this upcoming season.
uh,
Definitely gonna change that up.
yeah. This will be good for guilds towards the end of the season that maybe want to, make that extra push to get to the next level for those payouts.
Oh yeah,
So it'll be
crunch
pretty
time.
nice, yeah.
Everybody buying the boosters. Yeah.
And then one that'll be coming soon later is the account XP booster. So this is just your general account level. Like I think most of us who are probably listening to this podcast are, max XP level. Like we're at what, 20? Can't get any higher than that. But this will be good for anyone who's like has a new account or just getting into the game and they need to get to rank 10. One to play ranked.
Yeah, to unlock the rank mode. Takes so long to do.
Yeah. Plus you need 8 heroes, so it takes a little while. So that'll be kind of good.
Yeah.
And speaking of the new players, we got like a whole new tutorial revamp thing that many of us probably haven't seen because we all have accounts that are high level, so we didn't even get to see this mode. So if you
I haven't seen it.
if you log out, you can kind of go through this. And on the next episode, I have a little interview with Kraken, and he talks about like putting this together and what it means for all the players. So keep an eye out for that. So, or definitely check it out yourself. He said you can, as an experienced player, you can like blaze through the tutorial stuff pretty quickly, and you earn a lot of rewards and things like that for your account.
Yeah, I heard you get some unlocks.
Yeah, you get I think it was 3
Scarf?
Ringo,
Tier
and and you get a scarf skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get some pretty awesome stuff as a new player
that's
now.
Pretty neat.
And then the last thing to mention before we get out of here is the skill tier name changes. This
Interesting.
is going to be confusing.
Yeah.
So I understand the reason for this, that like it was kind of like, I guess rude to players. Like, oh, you're pretty good, you're decent-ish. And it kind of gives it a little more credibility now. You got swagger, you're rock solid. I know a lot of people were starting to refer to the skill tiers as like, oh, I'm skill tier 5 and I'm 4, and I always would forget the numbers. Like I've been playing for so long, I knew the names of everyone. So when you say like I'm skill tier 4, I'm like, what is that?
Oh yeah, that's gonna screw me up.
Yeah. So now I think we just gotta keep sticking with the numbers, everyone.
There's no PG anymore.
There's
Pretty
no
good.
PG. Yeah, it's
We get CT now.
credible threat, and yeah. I do like got swagger. I feel like if you got that trophy, that one probably looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, these changed. The Simply Amazing, Pinnacle Awesome, and Vainglorious, those all stayed the same, as well as the Hotness. So if they changed the Hotness, I don't know what the Hot Mess would do. That would have just ruined things for them.
Absolutely.
So,
Change everything.
glad that stayed the same. So that does it for the changes in 1.16. There's a lot of changes, and we blazed through them, I think, as quickly as we could.
Right? Yeah.
Anything you're excited to play or try out this patch besides Battle Royale?
Just Alpha. I want to try out Rona.
Okay.
Now that she's been fixed. Taka,
Yeah.
for sure.
All this-
Yeah, I just want to try them all out, actually.
Yeah, I may just play casuals for a little bit just to mess around, so I don't have to deal with ranked and just get in there and play who I want.
Much pressure.
Yeah. So yeah, before we get out of here though, where can people find you? I know you're also doing the Vane audio kind of
Yes. Yep.
lore things? You want to give a little,
Yep.
what is that as well?
I would put voice to the lore. It's pretty fun.
Hmm.
It's vainaudio.com.
Cool.
And yeah, whenever a lore comes out, we group up and we figure out who's gonna do who,
So
get it all recorded.
are you guys
Yeah.
all caught up? Do you have them all in there? Or are you still trying to get the back
There's a there's
catalog?
a lot that are done that kind of need to be edited.
Okay.
Majority is the one that heads the
Okay.
vainaudio.com website. He does all the editing and everything like that.
Oh, cool.
Um, Night Mary does some voices.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
do some voices. It's fun.
That's awesome, man. Everyone should check those out. And do love listening to a few. I've listened to a few of them. I haven't listened to them all, but yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
great. Especially
Yeah.
if you've read them and then to kind of hear them again, you're like, oh yeah, it kind of takes them to another level. You're like, wow, make them feel more like a story. It's like when someone's reading it to you, it feels like
Yeah,
I
you get a different perspective, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then where can people find you on Twitter and Mob Crush and all that stuff?
Mob Crush is mobcrush.com/617.
Okay.
Twitter is at 617.
And that's one and a
SIX.
7 in there, right?
Yep. Number
Okay.
1, SC, number 7, EN.
Cool. I'll include
Yep.
a link here in the post for
It's
this
pretty
episode.
complicated.
Yeah.
So if you could find me, good for you.
Nice. Or you're in the full chat on Discord. Everyone can jump
Oh
in
yeah,
there
yeah.
as
You'll
well.
find me right at the top of the fame lists.
Nice. All right. Well, that'll do it for episode 90. We're getting close to 100. I'm going to have to do something special for that.
Oh yeah.
But you can follow Shatter the Vein on Twitter at Shatter the Vein, website shatterthevein.com. All the episodes get posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube. Any way you want to watch, listen to the show, it's all available. And yeah, I'm doing interviews, more just of the news and things like that. More stuff to come, more stuff planned as we get closer to 100. So keep an eye out for that. And thanks for listening. 617, thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks, Brad. Appreciate it.
Yep.